on, Sekou.
Let's go.
Sekou.
Look at you, man.
Hear me good?
Yo, that music just get me going, man.
Hey, can you hear me good? I just switched to this mic.
That mic is awesome, man.
Let's go.
Can you guys hear me?
Let's
well?
go. Hey,
I
man.
just switched to this mic.
I will say this. If y'all aren't in Commitment to Capping, that group, you're losing out. You are absolutely losing out, man. I will say this, Sekou, that I look forward to that every day. Look forward to hopping on there with you and all the agents, that giant group of people. It gets me motivated, man. It's like 8 o'clock every day. I'm like, I know where I'm going.
Let's go.
I know where I'm going.
Let's go. I tell you what, it's a lot of folks on there, and every single person on there tells me it feels like it's just one-on-one.
Yeah.
It's awesome the way, like the format that we've been doing in virtual marketing and the cloud-based stuff with Zoom and all of this. Yeah, I know there's a lot of exhaustion out there.
Yeah.
But it's also opened up a new way to communicate with each other and develop stronger, more solid relationships, bro.
Oh, I'm glad
I feel like I know these people forever, and most of them I just met last year.
You know what's crazy, Sekou? I'm glad you said relationships, because that's what we're diving into today. You know what's crazy, Sekou? We have never met in person.
Holy shit, that's right.
Isn't that crazy? Just think about that. We have never met in person. But just think about that.
And this is, I'm already inviting you to the.
Oh yeah, no, not yet. No. We're not. The world's not ready for that yet. We got to give it a week or so. We got to give it a week. We're gonna talk. Yeah. But with that being said, man, like, how crazy is we have never ever met in person, right?
And yet,
yeah, like think about that. Like if I see you at an event, man, I am coming up like Sekou, like man, like.
Wait. You know what's bugged out? People are asking me questions like, "Well, say, how are you doing this? And how are you doing that? And how are you doing this?" I'm like, you gotta meet Krev. You gotta meet the whole system. And I'm not just doing that on some like, oh yeah, this is my boy, I want to endorse him. I'm like, I no longer even think about how to do this shit.
Yep.
Like I very, very happily just go, hold on, let me just Jason Kidd bounce past this to you. No look behind the back, bounce past to you. And I know that you're picking it up and you're going to the hole with it, right? And so this is based on the accomplishment of the last year, right? Yeah. So I believe it was around this time last year that I first met you.
It was, because this is when I was just talking about this with someone else, because I was talking to Gil. I was talking to Gil Ramos about this. He's like, so Live with Leaders, we're a year out from last year. He's like, what's happening? I'm like, uh-oh. Don't tempt me, bro.
Let's go.
Yeah. So, but this gets into the topic that we want to talk about today. You know, what's like the header on this is, what's that one thing we can make a change with, that one mindset shift that we can make a change? I'm so glad you said relationships. Like in that group, like what this group's really forming is this relationship, right? Yeah. So I look at calling. I got a call background, right? You're still like you got the call, and you got to know that shit like the back of your hand. That's why we do calling and content, right? But this calling aspect, you know, when it's crazy, even when I say calling and dials, it's almost like everything is like a down to like, oh, I got to make dials.
Yeah,
right? Like I get it. Like it's a must have for the business. But if we can make that shift into I'm making relationships, right? Well, like I'm not just making calls to random people to get leads and to get money. I am here making relationships. Like, you know how many times, like, man, great example. I started working with you, and man, you know, like we have a relationship now. So based on those conversations, those calls, we have a relationship.
Dude, here's the thing. Everything that you just said, it sparked something in my brain. It just made my brain explode, right? And so one of the things that we do when we are making call prospect contacts is we have to assume the relationship. What up, Fred Alone? Hey, let's go. One of the things that we have to do when we're making contacts by phone or door knock is we have to assume the relationship. Building those relationships are everything, right?
Yeah.
In the last year, I've realized that we don't have to assume a relationship if we are in constant state of building relationships.
Ooh.
And so that parasocial relationship that you develop with your videos and naming the puppy and being in front of them all the time and showing up in their feeds and showing up in their Facebook and showing up this way and that way. When we call and assume the relationship in the call, We're not assuming. We have a relationship. They're assuming the relationship with us.
Yes. And man, that's like when I was thinking about it, it just happened today. So it's funny. I know you love the land, sea, and air approach. And man, it's crazy what just happened today, right? Land, sea, and air happened within like seconds of each other. Where literally, because we've been doing the, you know, the videos, the calling, the emailing, like those are just an example, right? I was in an office, I was in person, I was meeting with someone because we're writing their book with them, right? We're writing this book, and all of a sudden another agent walks in. Hey, I've been meaning to talk to you. We sat down, boom, we get them started with their creme content. So that's like in person, right? I literally get a phone call as I'm with this person. Hey, what's up, pale white dude? Because I just made that video the other day about being pale as hell. But because I made that video, he's like, I'll call Nick. We're getting him started on the next process. And then on top of that, too, somebody that's been opening up my emails, got in my calendar, we're getting them started. And that's why I was talking to somebody the other day, and they're like, hey, you know, like you got me here based on a phone call, but you're also here trying to tell me that content's the way to go. I'm like, hey, that's a great question, but I'll tell you what, you got here by email. I got this other guy by phone call. I got this other guy by my videos. So what we're doing here is we're solving a piece of the puzzle, right?
It's a braid. The braid only looks good with 3 strands, baby. It looks good with 6 strands. It looks
yes.
Like that is the fabric that you weave.
Yeah. And that's what it comes down to. It's forming those relationships. You know, like we were talking about this last night with you and that in your commitment to capping group. You know, some of these people that, man, they're hard to work with, right? It's because we have not built that relationship enough yet. We have not asked the right questions to get them to that next step. And at the end of the day, look, it is a relationship game. It's a relationship. Yeah.
Dude, Krem, you talked about a story, and I won't go into details, right?
Oh, my man, Daniel, hold up. My man, Daniel Ramirez tuning in. What's up, D? What's that, Dallas Fort Worth, DFW?
DFW. Check this out. So you talk about a relationship that is the top of relationships, right? When I talk about the ultimate client, the ultimate deal, the ultimate day with our team, right?
Yeah.
Whenever they ask me, well, who's your ultimate client? I say the ones that ask me tough questions that I don't know the answers to. Right? If I have a client that's asking me tough questions, they're trusting me with their real estate decisions. They're trusting me with their growth and development. That to me is a better client. The tough clients, the ones that trust that they can be themselves, the ones that trust that they can talk to you, that they can express themselves, that they can be tough. Yes. Those are the positive relationships that I look forward to. Not to say, listen, if you and I get along great and it's easy, I'm not saying that yours is any less. What I'm saying is that what most of us perceive as difficult, what most of us perceive as negative, has a different connotation when you choose to develop the relationship, when you make the choice to develop the relationship.
And
right?
That's what it is. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, no.
Man, no, and that's what it is with our calls and our dials. Like we can make the choice just to stay scripted, just to get the appointment, just to get the listing and to do these things. Or we can make the choice to say, hey, I am on the phone with these people to form a relationship because I care about what's going to happen next with you. I want to become like, how many agents out there right now can name off the top of their head 5 of their past clients they still keep in contact with for no other reason because you formed a relationship, right?
I mean, and that is the key.
How many clients have you formed relationships with that you go out to eat with, drink with, that you still might hang out with? And here's the thing. Every time you pick up the phone, you have that opportunity to do that all over again, to meet another great person.
You want me to give him $1 million script real quick? I'll give it to him. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
So you reach some difficulty. You're looking to develop a relationship, right? If you have the mindset that 90% of the people you talk to is a no, right? It's just a no. It's just the way it is. We'll get into that another call, right? Understanding that all of the calls, 100% of the calls sound like no in the beginning, right? So no matter what the relationship is, that your spouse right now, the first time you met them, sounded like no.
Right.
And you had to overcome it. So the easiest and most powerful script you could use, the client, customer, prospect, whatever, is it's okay. I understand. The last 5 people I worked with started with a conversation just like this. It's okay. The last 5 people I helped started with a conversation just like this.
Yeah, I mean, dude, I love that because what it also does, nobody likes feeling like they're on an island. Everybody loves feeling like they're everybody, like, oh, you're just like everybody else. No, I completely get it. And you know what that also does? It makes you the expert. Oh, instead of like, oh my God, I can't believe you just said that to me, right? It's like, oh, perfectly fine. It's perfectly natural. Of course, everybody's just like this.
Dude, it has been such an incredible ride developing the relationships over the last year. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go out on a limb, right, and say that everyone that I've met in the last year, everyone that I met, forget in the last year,
yeah,
everyone that I met a year ago,
yeah,
at Live with Leaders, all of those leaders are incredibly close to me right now, even though they're in Florida, in Texas, in Arizona, and all of these different places. One of my greatest colleagues right now is in North Carolina, and she's pushing her agenda. Charity Masaoud.
Oh, Charity.
She is a beast.
Yeah.
Right. She's a beast. And what it is that like, so her certainty level is kicked up on 200, and the relationships that she developed have been so strong that she now has to systematize it. She's taking it systematized.
Yeah.
She's using the creativity, right? She's systematizing the creativity and creating programs that gets agents from where she felt to where she is. Right. And so all it is shared experience. I know what you're going through. Yes, the licensing course can be tough here in town.
Right.
Yes, there's a lot of loops to jump through. Loops or hoops? Is it hoops, baby? Hoops. There's a lot of hoops. My wife is correcting me.
Yeah.
Right? There's a lot of hoops to jump through. I'm used to it. There's a lot of hoops to jump through.
Yeah.
And when you do, here's what's on the other side. And here's how I can show you an easy way. It's those relationships right there that create legacies.
Yeah.
Legacies, right? The Sotos. I hope I'm not speaking out of turn.
Yeah.
The Sotos. They I think the name of the group is the Soto Legacy Group, right? And so the Sotos, the one thing that I get, no matter what we're talking about, no matter what the topic is, whether we're talking about married in real estate or whether we're talking about a condo on the corner of whatever and whatever.
Right.
One thing I know is that I feel connected. I feel like there's a vested interest from them to me in understanding what they're either asking or telling or sharing or something like that. You can't fake that.
No, you can't.
Veronica Figueroa, the Figueroa team. So it doesn't matter who I talk to on that team. I get the sense, I'm like, are you related to them? Are you related to the Figueroas? Like, I get the sense that it is one big family.
Right.
Manny Barrios.
Too many homes.
Too many homes. I got the calls in the Carolinas. I got on a phone call with Tina, and by the end of the phone call, like she was asking me something. Yeah. In the beginning, by the end of the phone call, I was like, and how do you do this? And how do you do that? Right. So much sharing. So the relationships are key to your success in this business. You don't run alone. They're like, if you can embrace that your clients and customers are part of your team, they should be treated like that.
Right.
That relationship will grow exponentially.
Well, and man, I like you said, legacy, and that really sparked something in my mind, right? I started thinking about videos in a different way too, you know, because I have legacy on my mind. Okay, I'm 26. Most people are like, oh, you have that? Yes, I have that on my freaking mind. I think that's one thing I wish I would have had on my mind way younger about like the legacy that you want to live. I think that should be instilled in everybody. Like you do leave a legacy, whether you like it or not, it is there. Yep. But how long will that legacy live? How long will you be remembered? And guess what? Let's say I have kids. Who knows?
Let's just say. Don't do that right now. Right? Let's just say.
My kids have kids, right? They'll remember me. And those kids have kids. And those kids have kids. And then so on and so forth. 20 generations from now, barring that all of the internet is wiped out. Let's say that doesn't happen. They will have an exact image, personality, and know exactly who I was. Because they can go back and watch as many videos on me as they can. They can go back. I'm sharing things about my day. That's why it's relationship branding. I'm not just forming relationships with the people right now. I'm forming relationships that I don't even know exist right now. Like these videos are so much more than just, yeah, I'm making videos. Whoop-de-doo, man. How many times, I don't want to get grim here, but have you had a family member like pass away and like you watch a couple videos like, man, I wish you would have taken more videos, right?
Yes.
Like this is what I'm doing right now. I'm shooting videos for the future. So when people are like, who is my great granddad Nick Krem? Y'all are gonna have like a cookie cutter outlook of exactly who I was, what I was doing, what my personality was, what my trials, my tribulations. They're gonna be able to learn from me generations from now, or they might be able to laugh at me generations from now. Either way, they know me.
Who knows? Well,
who knows?
Okay, so a few things. Just my mind was blown. A few things, my mind just let me just right off the top just say it like this. You just now changed the game, man. Just now you changed the game in a bunch of different ways, right? So, Dan, it's mind blowing, right? So, number one, we have a video time capsule now that wasn't available to us 10 years ago, 20 years ago, right? So we have a video time capsule right now that, I never thought about.
I didn't think about that until it just hit me. So you said like these legacies, man, that's what, go ahead, Sekou.
Right. So now that is on a deep level. Allow me to be shallow and salesperson for a second.
Yeah.
All right. What if you had a legacy of every showing that you did and that you could package that up for your buyers and deliver them? This is every property you looked at in the last 2 weeks. These are the top 3. This is this, that, and the other thing. Here are the things that you pointed out to me when we were in the property or when we walked through the property virtually.
Yeah.
Right. And you package them like that and you put them on a YouTube channels, your search history. Right. And then a year after they bought their house and they've been in their house, let's think back to when you were looking for your house.
Yeah.
10 years.
Whew.
Are you looking for a new house? Let's look at what we were looking at then and let's look at what we're looking at now.
I love that.
Your kids are looking for properties. Let's show them how we were looking at property. There was a universe of wow, right? So inside of this book, The Tools of Titans, is one of the chapters that talk about the ultimate interviewer, right? And I don't remember who it was they were talking about. I'll find it. I think it's on page 508 or something like that. Don't quote me. But read the book and then you'll figure it out, right? And the ultimate interviewer says that the best interviewers ask the interviewees silly, stupid questions that no one else asks.
Man, okay, it's really quick. So I wanted to keep going. I got to ask this question, and it just it threw me off so much because it was like at the end of the interview, they're like, "Which Disney princess would you marry if you had to?" I'm like, and it got me thinking. I'm sitting there, we were going back and forth, and I was like, "Yeah, it was Jasmine, by the way." But anyways, I was like,
Jasmine is pretty fun,
of course, right? Yeah, but anyways, it was just what that question is through a curveball at you. But yeah, keep going. That was a great
dude
point.
But see, that's the thing, right? So now the interviewee, you remember that question and you probably will forever, right? And guess what? The people out there that watch the interview will remember that forever. They'll be like, oh, you're the Princess Jasmine dude and this and that, blah, 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 right? But now what if we as salespeople in homes were to ask the seller, right, the person that's selling this house for $2.8 million, what they thought of when they first walked into this place 20 years ago when they bought it.
Yeah.
Where were you in life? What was the first thing you noticed when you walked through this place? What was the thing that you hated that you've grown to love over the time that you've been here?
Right.
You know what I mean? What if you developed a relationship based on actual living and lifestyle and being concerned about people and not just another decimal point? What if you did that? How many sales would you do?
Okay, you just sparked my mind to this. I thought this was ingenious in the way that it was done for our closing gift. All right, for our closing gift, being able to take, you have your photographer, professional photographer. They finally close on the house. You take family portraits of them in front of their house, and you have your logo on it. So now they have a family portrait of their home. And guess what? People my family always wanted to go and get those, and we never ended up actually doing it because you can't get everyone. You're moving into a new house. You have the whole family there. You get your professional photographer to take a picture. You put your logo on it in the corner or the back, whatever the hell you want to do. You don't want to make it the big part because you want them to hang that above their fucking in front of their mantle, right? Because it's a great family portrait, professional photographer, and it's in front of their home, which you just sold them. Every time they look at that, guess who they're going to think of? You. And it's just, again, you're forming a relationship. You're giving them a value of like, hey, look, you have a family portrait because you bought a home with us, right? Family portrait in front of a home. It's little things.
It's crazy. Now watch this. Watch this, right? Watch this. I'm going to leave this like this, right?
All right.
Here's a relationship developed over time, right? You meet somebody moving into a $700 a month rental.
Yeah.
You follow up with them, deliver them information, allow your resources to be their resources so they can figure out how to decorate and how to shop and how to leverage and discounts and, you know, food, et cetera, so that when they decide to move, you are the person that's moving them. Are they going to go from a 700 to a 2300? Are they going to go from a 700 to a condo?
Right.
Are they going to go from that condo to a house? Are they going to go from that house to buying other investment properties? Here's the thing. If you never stop the way that you relate to them, if you continue to relate to them the same way or getting better in the way that you relate to them, delivering videos, reminding them, not only naming the puppy, but helping their puppy in potty training and things like that, you are a family resource.
Right.
And then you get to be called a possessed resource. And then when things happen, they'll be like, you have to talk to my realtor, or you have to talk to our realtor, or you have to talk to my guy, or you have to talk to this gal, or you have to talk to my person because they are going to treat you the way we've been treated.
Yep.
And I know this because this is their consistent act all the time.
Yeah.
So I'm 100%. Not only am I down with you in your relationship, that's all I want to talk about lately.
Relationships, man.
I just got a call. I just got an appointment set from one of my oldest friends in the world. We went to high school together. And what we're going to do is we're just going to talk about him being able to leverage this market.
Dude, let's go.
And that's it.
Let's go.
So dude.
All right, y'all. Take action. Y'all want to get a lot of tips and tricks. You want to get the things, go to SekuCreme.com. Check out the course. We got a lot of great things in there. As always, it's a pleasure, Sekou. We'll meet one day in person. I know that for a fact.
I'm going to see you soon. I'm coming down. It's happening in
Wait,
March.
We got you on the live here, so this is documented now.
We're coming down. We just don't know when.
Come on.
We coming.
Come on. All right. All right, man. Appreciate you, Sekou. We'll see you next week.
Later, brother.